Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, guest, honorable guest speakers and participants in Cambodia and around the world. So for the next speaker, it must be Professor Kim Yeon Soo, yeah, from CIT-SIT International Pressor Korea. So he's going to present the topic about keynote toward policy education to improve STEM curriculum and education science teach for strengthening capacity. Okay, so Professor Kim is going to do oral presentation for our sessions. Okay, so um, yeah, during his oral presentation, the participants can drop your questions in the chat box for asking Professor. Okay, so okay, I just want to take a short time for reminding the participants that if you want to get the certificates of participation, so please register in the morning and afternoon for getting certificates. But the condition that you have to be offered a certificate from the conference. So you have to join from the first day to the last day of the conference because our team will check your attendance every day. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so right now, I would like to say good morning, very good morning to Professor Kim. So,
Thank you for the Dr. Chan. So good morning to the this is Kim. Today I hope so is to all kind of to the introduce STEM education. My topic is to toward the policy education to improve the STEM curriculum and to the education science and teacher for strengthen and capacity. That is to the keyword. It is very important on this time to Cambodia. When I was working to the 3 years, I will join that is STEM educations. I was worried about that is to the stability. If you have to on to the basic one, you'd like to STEM education curriculum is needed. So like this, the anytime I can remind. So okay, I have the thinking. This time I will to the first time I wanted to first of all I hope for safety to participation our to the group uh, from to the 19 pandemic. So it is to the all government they have the prevent. Uh, they have the government authority depends the quarantine. So at this time, we have on prepared, uh, held in to the simultaneous NGPRC with as a future conference. Okay, I am honored to announce the international conference. This event will take place. Education expert who can develop high education and provide teach mentoring and to the bright opportunity promote STEM education and curriculum. Since the specification discussions idea actor as a platform that can be provided. So well is to the conference goal was to organized by mentoring educator and such as education, promotion and method international cooperation for training. The main body of this program is education, Minister of Education and to the new generation Education and Research Center and to the National Institute of Education. Like this was organized, we will be preparing, that is the conference. Also, a council of teachers mentoring the advanced pedagogy growth. So they are educational experts from the Institute for International Education with the United States and Thailand and France and Singapore, Indonesia, in Korea, in Canada, Philippines, and also Japan. Like this, I would sincerely to the thank you them all participation group and all participation sponsors. The conference steering the committee also prepared the event. They contribute the great contribution, have made several experts to stimulate for the goal of the conference and to the promote international cooperation, the participation to participation from all over the world. Once again, I think them through this conference, it is most important purpose. We want to discuss what we would contribute to the discuss for the development of education in Cambodia. In order to solving STEM education and STEM curriculum, that is some problem, real problem in Cambodia. So I wanted to develop science and mentoring the method for pedagogists, involve the international expert to give them a professional view, and mentoring scholars to development pedagogies. This conference was there to provide a stepping stone to promote and started international cooperation among the participating the country. We want to get connected the idea of teachers, the mentoring STEM education curriculum and science teacher training. In doing so, mentoring the teachers with the organizing to the idea from expert from various country. We want to develop special manipulation and support to international cooperation of science teacher. I want to share the opinion of the expert who participate in presentation as expert in pedagogy of the world lecture in the presentation for solving the problem of education realistically for the professor, the research and teachers and international education. The cooperation experts who are engaged in various field, including mathematics, scientist, engineer, the computer, social science, and the other side. Ongoing the conference will help to world class the scholar by giving the opinion from the education related to expert that will be provide a new opportunity for the teacher, the mentoring teacher, science education training for existing teacher, and developing STEM education curriculum. Besides, I'd like to get it through this conference. This can be summarized in detail is that STEM curriculum, individual capacity, building for training science teacher, expansion of international cooperative teacher mentoring, and international cooperative promotion for in the international expander of education area. So education, I wanted to support to the policy side. STEM education policy is precisely we have the guide to action at this time in Cambodia. Taken by administration, we will the executive branch of regard of this issue, the STEM education. The general, the foundation STEM education and was making the regulation, which are general authorized by legislation, is first. So, and then to the taking initiative, the content can be summarized. The STEM education curriculum based establishment first. Second is to the designing method to strengthen the training of existing teacher in science and technology education. The third, support for cooperation in promoting opportunity for international education for STEM curriculum teacher. Fourth, the mentoring teacher and establishing more education program. The five, the central and local curriculum, how was to provide opportunity for education equalization program. Six, expanding the international cooperation teacher hours exchange program. Seven is the necessary support to education policy we will supply to the Minister of Education for this program implementing next generation we are preparing science education. That is very important. I was summarized like this. We are preparing the first time and this to the design. And then second time, we have should be added more extension as possible. In addition, it is not limited today this conference to topic presented as a topic is the conference. We also want to draw them out. Effective application of the mentoring teacher in education. And to the we was the first time we are through this conference. We was making the protocol, the long-term education development. That is the policy side, such as to the material code, the further including STEM education scholars define as a system, the cause of action, the measure in priority connecting to the given topic promulgated by government entity or its representative. Like this education long-term development, the method for supporting pedagogical research teacher to strengthen their capacity. Discover new channel of the mentoring for international changes of excellent science teacher and STEM curriculum science teacher long-term support cooperative finding. Education policy maker to expert. There is the will in terms of education. We will be providing policy guideline for the development of pedagogy to prepare for the near future. At this time, we achieved this educational objective left to not only to the result of STEM curriculum, but also more broadly teacher training decision making. We want to design this international event. The conference will lay to the groundwork for the balanced Cambodian science and technical for the development of education science. It was considered for the development of education for all students. Initially, science education training provision of international education opportunity for existing teacher. That is very important. Mentoring teacher also, STEM curriculum, expansion of education equipment. We will like this. The aim of to continue development of international committee into the related to education Cambodia. I look forward to result in this event. Through the conference, we share idea. So on the basis of future science and to the education, it is bring the development of STEM education and the training of teacher mentoring strengthen existing teacher competency of the teacher. Whereas, moreover, I wanted to receive is through international conference, STEM curriculum, international cooperation, support for existing teacher, and educational financial support. Through international cooperation, finally, the Minister of Education proposed policy proposal for the pedagogy. At this time, I hope this event will be opportunity to development into the wide length of the pedagogy in Cambodia to involve the interplay of the numerous teachers, science teacher, to influence, to act in particular way, used in variety of the tactics and tools to advance, attempting to education support. Sometimes is the mobilization alliance or pedagogy issue. Need for STEM education development over time in the past. In there might have been no way prevent from the occurring. But the current technology to affect small group to teacher. I am looking for this conference. I hope this event will be successful. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for enlightened presentation, Professor Kim. Okay, so yes, and thank you so much for giving up your time for joining our conference. So right now we have some questions that are waiting for you. So I'm going to read the questions from the participants for you. So what are the key? Okay, so I'm sorry. The question is from Mr. Tiang Songwat. Okay, so from I think from Cambodia. Okay, so what are the key element of STEM policy should be present? Um, okay, should be presented in Cambodia education system. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I was working 3 years to the international cooperation advice as an international cooperation advice. I have looked at this. We needed STEM education because of two development of growth rate. We will be preparing that is the basic on STEM education. The first, it is not existing STEM education curriculum. So that is problem. All the people, all the teacher, they can say necessary, we are necessary STEM. But it's that they didn't understanding full kind of standard education curriculum. It is not existing in Cambodia. That is the big problem. I can remind. So, and then first time, we will design was make a matching in terms of to the STEM education first. And then second is to the existing teacher. They are teaching to the STEM education, basic theory or basic practice. They are, it is not completely the STEM education understand. So I hope so. In order to existing teacher training, it is very important. Like this, the second. The third, if you have like this, we will to development the STEM education, the supporting to the Minister of Education by government side. They are released some kind of central and the local level is the educational equilibrium. So we need supply, that is to regulation, key issue. The first. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for the insightful explanation to the participant. Okay, next question. So come from, he also comes from Cambodia, from Mr. Jamran Bain, I think. Okay, so yeah, he just want to say thank you for your great presentation. And the question are, what are the keys important points to implementing STEM education? Okay, this is the first question. And what are including in STEM curriculum for improving in education?
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
the
Yeah.
first question is similar, as mentioned above, a little bit the part. Second question is the how was to the approach that is STEM education. The first, science and to the mathematics. We need engineer part. So so now is to the in Cambodia, we need engineering part. The first is to, if you have to like this the more growing industrial society, we need it in standard, that is the engineering. Engineering department, it is to the very strong. For example, we are understanding social science part and including to the artificial social science and to the technical science. We have like this to combine together. At this time, we needed the first design to the social science part, or literature or some kind of the culture and some kind of to the human being, like this the little bit the standard. And then to the technical part, we needed in the science, technology, engineering, or construction. Like this was making to the basic chemical or basic science. We have to was like this composite. That is the STEM curriculum. It is very important. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much for the previous question. So, okay, right now we have another questions from the participants. The participants from Cambodia. Okay, Mr. Makara, I think. Okay, so the question is, what are the key challenges to improve STEM education for rural students in Cambodia?
Yes.
Okay,
Uh, I have
yes,
many
thank you.
thinking. How was connecting to this program? Because of to the Phnom Penh is existing. That is to the NGS high school like this existing. Uh, Maybe 5 or 6 existing and them. But to the local level, it is not to the existing all kind of STEM education. The teacher is the poor. How can we can the co-sharing at this point? We need that this point we are necessary supply to the policy. Maybe I think that is to the we are key solved. That is the problem. We need in strong supporting by Minister of Education. We will do co-sharing the central and to the local level. We have the co-sharing standard education. We will supply. That is was making regulator. It is very important because of sometime the existing teacher, local teacher, and then to the central teacher, we have exchanges. We will keep to local existing teacher give to study in the world. We have more extension give the opportunity. The first, we will give the opportunity. So I think that is to we are supporting international cooperation. This through this conference, we have the connecting the local level existing teacher to give the opportunity. It is more best. I hope so. Like this to the supporting policy area, we will give the opportunity to local level. The first word making to the standard curriculum. Second is connecting to the central and local same together. We will co-sharing the percent participation give the opportunity.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Professor. Okay. So I don't want to waste time, so I just pick up
Okay.
another questions for you. Okay, from Cambodia, from Mr. Ronetra. Okay, so the question is, oh, I'm so sorry. Uh, so could you please mention more about the prioritized extent that curriculum could play an important role in assisting the equalization of STEM education, especially for those who are in rural and remote areas?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That is good questions. Uh, the first, when I was working, was designed briefly the STEM education curriculum. Basic is to the benchmarking from EU, from ASEAN, from another side. I was designed first a lady that is to the small briefly and then to broadly we needed in the STEM education first. Second is to we are teaching to training the first give the opportunity through this to by Minister of Education. The existing teacher call inviting in to the central uh, NIE like this to the agency. We have anytime teaching to the teacher, training to the teacher, existing to the local level. They have the teacher. It is very important. If like this, we will. I have asking why they cannot teach her like this. Asking and then the minister of the education they haven't the budget. I know that is the not completely budget. We can use there is the budget supporting international cooperation. We are sending to we are necessary program and then to the grant from to the grant. The policy side we have we wanted from to the grant and then to the step by step for developing it is more better. Mm.
Okay, thank you. So yes, we have a lot of questions for you in this session. Okay, so next next questions from Odkonti. I think I'm so sorry that I cannot pronounce your name correctly. So she has two questions that involved in your topic. So the first question is, what are the key terms of education science in mentoring? Number two, how to deal mentoring through education science and why?
Mm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have to consider two kind of case. First, it is not existing in the standard STEM education in to the basic in Cambodia. It is not existing for case. We have to very variety listening from to the other country. We have the listen from to the inventor, teacher to the mentoring. We have to learn as it possible. And then to the another some kind of case, we have done completely basic in strong, and then we have to another country from this another country, we are the learn to the teacher mentoring. It is different. If like this, we have not designed is the completely, we have many times lost. The education goal, the STEM education goal is some kind of standard we need first. And then second is we have separated the teacher's level. They wanted to the science teacher and, for example, bio teacher, in chemical teacher, or mathematics teacher, or engineering teacher. Like this to the first, we are separately, we are divided. And then second is the supporting to the by Minister of Education. They wanted to, we have involved, inviting to bio majors teacher, we can sending to another country. We have inviting another country, some like this to matching. It is more better. At this time, many countries supported to Cambodia, but Cambodia existing teacher, they have the listening, but it's not basic, it's not strong. So we need like this. I wanted to like this give to standard guide to action. The first, second is that we have divided like this. Each part of to the major, we have teaching or existing teacher give the opportunity study another country. Like this was making it more will be the completely. It is better.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. Okay, so right now I'm going to read the questions from the participants. So, okay, next question is, how do you think STEM curriculum is powering for education in the 21st century?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Uh, yes, maybe 21st century. At this time, the STEM education basic in to the standard in advanced country. At this time, now is to the should be added article or art joined together. At this time, it's more or we are to the trend. It is extended to the STEM education. STEM education, it is not completely science. We have to combine together both sides. The research approach to the method, it is qualitative and quantitative like this. In STEM education, we have the basic 21 centuries. So globalization education in terms of to the we have the focus time. In my opinion, we have both sides was making and to the to be continuing. Next, near the future, how was changing to the all kind of the system, all kind of development technology area we have observed as it possible. We are designed. So at this time, 21 centuries we are will be designed. We have considered it was STEM education technical part and to the will be to contribute being able to human being also like this we are together. The both sides we have considered we will approach near the future. We will be designed.
Yes, okay, thank you so much for the illustration about STEM. Okay, so right now we are having another question for you. Okay, so this question's from Cambodia. Okay, because Cambodian people are interested in STEM. Yeah, because STEM has been implementing in Cambodia. Okay, so the question is, should STEM curriculum be introduced to preschool education? Thank you.
Yes, yes. So we have to first time the kindergarten was making that is studied basic to the some to the keyword, and then the elementary school how was to use the that is a STEM education or STEM to their word understanding. We have different the design. The first we I wanted to will be designed if you're long term the basic in kindergarten and then elementary school and then secondary school. Like this step by step, we have some kind of to design. It is different. At this time, to the only teaching to the secondary school, higher education program, STEM education, they have to the emphasize. But I think they're different. In my opinion, or will be more later at this time, we will be designed to elementary, kindergarten, elementary, the middle school, And secondary school, we was designed like this, the first. Second is to them, we have more developing into the strengthen each part of to the subject, each part of to the curriculum, STEM part. We are divided like this. Maybe I think that design, I wanted to design like this four kind of the level, and then they will to be continuing. They are graduated to be continuing, join to the working the places. They have themselves finding out it. Uh, like this to the STEM education is very important. Okay.
Okay, once again, thank you so much. Okay, participants and honorable speakers and guests, so we have 5 more minutes for Q&A. So if your questions are not answered right now, please forgive us. So you're gonna send your question directly to Professor, and yeah, our team will prepare your questions, and then drop in um, um, the email, something like that. Okay. So the
Okay.
next question is from Cambodia. His name Pai Sopat. Okay. Yeah. STEM is so new to Cambodian teachers. So how do we strengthen teachers to lead to quality of STEM education in Cambodia, especially teachers in a state school? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I think so. To the 3 years ago, I will inviting in Korean to the science teacher or special science teacher. Many kind of to the teachers inviting. I will asking how was the supporting that is to the local level or central level. We will the teacher training. We will find out. We have to consider, and then they can say like this. If you have to the first like this design, they wanted each part of to the bio teacher or a chemical teacher or to the physical teacher like this to the separately. They have done the register sending to the register, or they have inviting to the teacher. They have volunteer, so they have the volunteer program during the vacation, or like this, they will teaching to the some kind of more developing module. The simulated was the first time the module give the opportunity. They have asked. So I think that like this, if we have wanted in Cambodia, how was the developing that is a STEM education, we are preparing the first will be design and to the we wanted invite we wanted to keep the opportunity like this register first, and then we have to call attending is more easy. So we have more discussions like this to the separately will be to be continuing. I will more detail each part of to the case. We will do contribute. I will find out it. Okay.
Yes, thank you again. Okay, so yeah, we have 2 more minutes for Q&A. So now I'm I'm gonna read the questions for you. So this is from also from Cambodia. Okay, can you provide prioritized challenges that STEM teachers normally meet when they integrate the STEM into their class in developing country like Cambodia? Okay,
Mm.
thank you.
Okay. So I hope so is to the joining in Cambodia to be continuing. When I was working in the university, so my government inviting to the COICA, International Cooperation Agency, supporting the program. Many kind of to the supportive to we will be supportive preparing have done, and then if like this we wanted the international cooperation some funded because of we are clearly accused the document completely was making. We are was making the completely document register. We will supply to the planning as a possible. So like this, we are understanding international cooperation, funding, supporting the program understanding. I will to find out. give the opportunity at this point. So we will to the another some the session in the round table. We will find out that is the model we can to the decision making. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much indeed for sharing your experience or methodologies, techniques that help Cambodian teachers for integrating STEM curriculum or STEM in Cambodia right now from preschool to a higher level of education in Cambodia. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so because of time limitation, so as with his presentation, okay, thank you so much, Professor. Okay, so
Okay,
if
thank
you
you.
have
Appreciate
opportunity,
it.
we can meet anytime later. Okay, thank you so much. Okay,
Okay,
yes,
thank you. So
thank,
though I will appreciate. I should be of my pleasure anytime. Okay, thank you.
okay, thank you.